Welcome back to RockTropia. This is Sturge coming to you with a video that's been a long time in the making. In fact, this discussion started in August of 2022 on the Little Big Mining Log section of the Entropia Universe Discord. And I was chatting up with someone else, a newer avatar, and Ido of Little Big Mining Log, the creator of Little Big Mining Log, and I got into a discussion about pool mining or cluster mining, where a lot of hits can occur in a very small area, typically going against all convention, where you're supposed to drop mining probes a certain distance from each other to avoid overlap. Well, it turns out, actually, that isn't always the case. And sometimes you can drop probes right next to each other in a pool, as I like to call it, or Ido was calling it a cluster, and you can actually get a lot of hits. So for 10 double drops in an area of about 100 meters, you can get as much as 11 or 12 hits, which goes against, like I said, all convention that people think about mining. So I want to show you what I put together for this. You see, Ido challenged me to put together a video, if I could, that showed a location where there was reproducibility of finding a cluster. And I have one. It's not a profitable location, and that was the important part here, because I have other locations that have clusters or pools of resources, but can be profitable. So I'm here at Fort Pandora, and I'm going to show you this location, and we're just going to use 50 pedant probes and F105, and we're going to drop double drops heading off into the mountains. So let's go. Let me show you kind of on the map where that's going to be. And like I say, I don't mind sharing this location because, like I said, it's not going to be a profitable run for me, but at least it demonstrates the overall principles of pool mining or cluster mining that Ido and I were talking about. And if you're interested in the conversation, certainly it's still on the Discord for Entropia Universe under the Little Big Mining Log tab. Okay, as I make my final approach here to the landing zone, and I've put up a sticky note showing the exact waypoint, and I'll show you in the video, but that way if anybody would like to come here and mine on their own and test out the pool cluster theory right in this location, please be welcome to do so. I'm going to post a link also, or at least the waypoint information, in the description of this video. I think that's fair. I'm going to do one more thing here first before I put this video out there, because you know what's going to happen. This place will be inundated with people trying to reproduce my mining experience, which of course I encourage. I would love to see what other people are going to find while they're out here as well. Comments about your experience after seeing this video and coming to the location and mining down in the comments below, that would be outstanding, and maybe even on the Discord, because this would be a lot of fun to see what happens with this. Here's what I'm doing. F105, nothing simple, 50 mining probes, double drops. That's all I'm going to do out here. Nothing fancy. I'm going to start just as soon as I get past this tree. And of course, as Ludius Luck would have it, nothing will happen, of course. No, I already know something's going to happen here. This is going to be good. I typically come back to this place over and over and over just to see, okay, am I doing well here? First hit, double drop, tiny melchy water. So, not great, but in the past, right all in this area. So you can, it really doesn't matter where you mine. You could be up on top of this hill, on the right side of it, on the back side of it, here in the little valley area. Doesn't really matter. This location is super solid. Well, that was actually not what I anticipated. I anticipated getting another hit right away. But what's important, like I said, is you just drop 10 to 12 double drops. After that, you're not going to get any more resources in this location. And that's the important part. But man, the first 2 double drops, we've got a crude oil and melchy water. Nothing big, nothing exciting. And also, the important part about being out here is that none of these things are really going to have markup. And that's sort of the reason I'm showing you this location, is because it's not necessarily profitable. It's interesting to see how this works out. And then, of course, look at me dropping really close, to the last drop, which would normally be totally taboo. But then again, we get another hit here. We don't have a double hit yet, but I imagine that's going to happen, because as always in this location, double drops, you get at least 1 to probably 3 double hits out here. And now I'm just kind of cruising around the backside here. There's a little calderite. Actually, that's not bad. 3-ped calderite should be good to go. You can jump, you can fly to the top of this. You can't actually hike to the top of the hill itself, but you can drop up here, or you can drop above, wherever you like. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. It just matters that you're in this location. And I think this brings up one of the other pieces of the conversation that we had on the Discord is it that this is the pool is amount of PED of the resources. It doesn't really matter what the resources are, whatever is in this quadrant, this location, this server location. Is there a specific amount of PED available if you mine in this location? And why would that be? And I don't know the answer to that. There we go, just a single energized crystal. Not bad. Not bad at all. But it's going to be, like I said, not a profitable run, but at least I'll get some interesting resources that I can utilize later, or I can just sell them all back to the trade terminal and start over. But for the most part, it's going to be crude oil, melchi. Yeah, there's the energized crystal. Not bad, but nothing. Maybe some listerium, like I said, maybe some calderite, cumbres, whatever it is that is available on this particular server. And you can find that out on the Little Big Mining Log, the map page, to see what's hitting on the server with Fort Pandora in it. All right, let's just keep going here. Let's see if we can get another, potentially a double hit would really be nice, because I think then that points out what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Erdorium. Oh, well, that's new. That's actually valuable. Erdorium stone actually has some good markup. That's worth noting. Erdorium is definitely a first for me finding that out here. So that's good. Good to see. So we've dropped 11 double drops, and 8 of those produced hits. So that's about 72% hit rate. Oh, and if you're looking at the mini-map down here on the right-hand side, look, they're all within about 50 to 60 meters of each other. So even if I just make this larger, just to sort of emphasize how that's really kind of cool. And it does fly in the face of convention, because you're not supposed to drop so close together, Sturge. It's bad. And I get it every once in a while when I'm streaming and I'm mining and people just get mad at me and they're like, you're just mining wrong. I'm like, well, I mean, not necessarily. It just depends on the area you're in, but you're never going to discover these pool mining, the cluster mining areas, if you don't do a lot of drops in the area. There's no sense in going on and on about this. This is a great location for cluster mining, for pool mining. I did one more double drop, so I did 12 double drops and got another hit. But what I really do want to show is, well, I can show you, there's 32 ped probes still remaining from the 50 I started with. I only got 14 ped of resources out of the 18 ped that I dropped. And that's important. Like I said, it's not going to be profitable. Even with the 120 some odd percent markup for Erdorium ingots, it still isn't a profitable run. But it does demonstrate that it's possible to go against the convention of dropping right next to another drop and getting a hit, which is something that the old-timers like Strash and Pigbennis and John 316 have demonstrated over and over in their videos and their streams. It's possible to get these hits. And then, to extrapolate on that, it's possible to get a cluster in a specific area. But once you find those areas, you've got to record them some way. And Little Big Mining Log, of course, is a great way to do that. So I definitely recommend Little Big Mining Log if you really do want to be accurate and record all of your information and locations and claim sizes and resource types. I don't use Little Big Mining Log. I actually have my own recording method that I prefer because my computer just can't be running all these things all at the same time. But I think this demonstrates that there is a cluster and a pool mining thing that actually does happen. And I'm going to link my video from the pandemic days, March 16th of 2020, right after the lockdown began. And I showed that RockTropia has a location for this type of hits too. So the only thing that remains then to see is what happens if we come out here with a mining amplifier. And that'll be the next video. So I hope I'll catch you all there. This is Sturge signing off. Ciao for now.